Let's do tea. Let's do tea, okay? Blue, UCOB, red, tea, yeah. Purple, ooh. Orange, DSR. I got it. Okay, let's see. Living liquid. Terrible. Please never. Absolutely fucking awful. I'll give it a bad because the ass jiggles, but I feel see, the thing about this is I'm speaking from my perspective, right? I'm not saying generally. I'm gonna be very biased and say it from my healing experience, right? I don't know if the fight has a reason to. I mean, yes, because it's in the normal. So it's in the normal rate tier, right? So it makes sense that it's there, kind of, I guess. But I think it's super chaotic. The whole thing with if you crit your doll is probably a little scuff to navigate for DPS. It's just a chaotic, it's so chaotic. It's such a chaotic phase. And then you have to like move in and out and the cleanses, right? That healers have to do. Yeah, I'm gonna say bad because yeah, I'm not a fan. I guess the next one would be limit cut, right? That's kind of hard to tell. I think in terms of like, I would say that's hard because limit cut is just fucking limit cut. What can you say about limit cut? Limit cut is just limit cut, right? I would say like average or good actually, because I think it's satisfying to do. It's not that hard to learn, and if you pull it off, it's really cool. But it's also like, it's nothing special in a way, right? I don't know. We'll keep it in good for now, then I'll see like how the others perform. And then we can like adjust it later, because right now we don't really have a like incredible or like terrible thing, right? Living liquid, nice static you got. That would be a shame if something happened to it. I know, right? Yeah, but now like I haven't had this experience, but and I think that was a day one thing more like, or like, you know, a on patch on release kind of thing, more than, you know, more than now. Because now everyone has mechanics and everyone does like party finder strats and all of that. Yeah. He is there because he was a static he was a static destroyer back in 2016. Yeah, I guess. BJCCS. Okay, what is the next one? Let's see. BJCC. Yeah. You want that in S tier? Are you okay? Do you hate yourself? Do we need to call someone? Do we need to call some? Okay, anyway. That was a good one, though. Anyway. It's very chaotic. Bad. It's like, it's the same as Living Liquid, in my opinion. Because it's just so chaotic, and the whole thing of like, it's just, it feels a little wonky. Not as much as UCOB. I'd probably put the first phase of UCOB in terrible. Because there's no redeeming quality in that. But yeah, so I think it's bad because it's so chaotic. But the thing is, like, maybe that's just a healer thing, because I need to look out for the tanks and like spot heal the tanks. And while I do that, I need to look out, am I stepping into someone else? Am I positioning myself right? I need to do the water and the whatever the other thing is called, lightning. I need to go into the line, BPOG line, like the first one. I need to not step into anyone, you know, I need to watch my debuffs, and I need to also AoE heal, which kind of isn't too bad anymore because now I just have to start to do that in between, which is really, really nice. So it isn't that bad, but progging it is majorly painful. That is like the most painful thing. Yeah, I will keep it in bad for now. What's the next one? What's time stop? That's the next one, right? Yeah, time stop. I like it because it's easy. Watch, this is actually I put it in incredible because yeah, it's the yippee tier. It's the yippee tier. No, but the thing is, this so far this is like based on difficulty, I guess. But honestly, I think time stop is good because it's simple. It's like a transition phase, but you still have to like do it right. It's kind of to keep you awake. Does that make sense? It's to kind of keep you awake because you have these two big phases of like the chaotic phases, and then after that you kind of like, yeah, whatever, I guess. I don't know. And then time stop is like, well, we're just, you know, we'll keep you awake with this temporarily. Hi, Waza, welcome back. We're doing a tier list. Yeah, tier listing. Yeah. Worst in, he's gonna say worst in React content. Right? Yeah. I don't know. I like it because it's clean, it's satisfying, but it's also really easy. I don't know, but I would say it doesn't belong into an old fight. If we measure it on that, I don't. Do I have to do? What am I supposed to do with this 1, 2, 3? Am I supposed to do like separate ones? I don't know. I don't have the time for that. It's really easy though. Time stop is like so easy that it's yeah. It doesn't belong in an old fight in my opinion, but I don't like the. You could say the same thing about the last phase. Because I low-key feel like about 80% of the last phase in T is, I wouldn't say too easy, but like they say it's free, right? And time stop is also free. Like time stop is free, and then the last phase is kind of free, like for like 80%, right? Yeah, it's just a stillness. Stillness is 20%. No, but honestly, I feel like the whole. If you don't have callouts and someone that can actually look at everything happening, I think the projections, especially first projection, is still tough, I would say. It can still be a little bit sussy, I guess, but I don't know. Even that, you know, even that is like, you know. Okay, what's the next one? Wormhole! Am I gonna get hate if I put it in incredible? Am I gonna get hate if I say that it's a am I gonna get hate for that? I think these are two like, what is this? I want like custom tiers. But let's say incredible is kind of like, is very good. Can we agree to that? Because nothing in Final Fantasy is incredible. The game is like mid at best. No, but like I think incredible is a very strong word. But I would say I really like Wormhole. Because it's not too easy, but it's also not too hard. And it's one of those mechanics that I feel like is very, like, it's very balanced in a way, right? Because if you have your number and you can dissect it very well. So you get your number, and how I look at it is, okay, do I get red or blue? And then I know, okay, blue goes to the left, red goes to the right, looking away from the idiot, right? So I know where to go, so that is my first step to take. And the second step to take is to actually see what number you have. And then you know, if you're, for example, if you're red, or like, you know, if you're one of the lower numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you know you go to one of the spots, like the red dots, right? So then you know. And then based on that, you also know when to do your knockback immunity. And you can kind of just go through it. And then also, depending on your number, you know if you have to when you have to do the wormhole and soak the wormhole. And I just think it's a very satisfying thing to do. It's not too easy, but it's also not like random, difficult, hard to like, I don't know, hard to get a hang of. Because, yeah, I don't know, I feel like once you have your number, you know what to do. And it's very straightforward in what it is, so I think it's a really well-designed mechanic. But now we also have like, you know, now there's a lot of, there's like strats around it and people can practice it, you know. So maybe, I don't know, that probably helps. It was probably worse during Prague. Like much worse. People doing Wormhole, like, you know, on release, Wormhole was probably pretty big and painful. I don't know. I loved Wormhole. I think it's one of the best design mechanics in Final Fantasy XIV. Nodders, yeah, yeah. Okay, what else? What's the next one? CC and J-Waves, right? What is Inception? What is Inception? I just did the fight! What the fuck is Inception? Does anyone know? Oh, the green balls and the heart! Dude, I forgot about that one. Average. Average. Because I literally forgot about it. I think it's not. I think it's a little wonky, but Final Fantasy has a problem with balls, right? Because every time they bring balls into Ultimates, you fucking suffer, right? It's not that bad though. It's definitely not UCOB level, but I would say it's average because it's not hard to do. The movement feels weird. The ball slowing you down is sad. I don't like that. And it's finicky. It's like one of those things that's just finicky because you need to place the AoEs, right? It's just, yeah, it's average. I don't hate it. I think it's, you know, it's whatever. I forgot about it, so, you know, average. CC and J-Waves. I think good or very good. Because it's fun as a healer. I don't know about I don't know how DPS would feel this way. Does it feel like it makes sense to be there? It's just like a heal and DPS. It feels like the most straightforward heal and DPS check ever. It's like, here, have all 3 bosses. Now do damage and keep yourselves alive. To Prague. So like it's the most straightforward here. If you're too bad, like get out of here thing, right? So it's like, I think that's, you know, it's whatever to me in terms of like what it actually is, because, you know, it's just really straightforward. But it's fun to figure out the mitigation and the healing kind of, and how to weave in damage. I definitely don't do it optimally. Like, I'm far from optimally. And today we had D die twice from it, which is like, huh? I don't know how that, but then no, I think I know why that happened. I think I used to. It's been too long. It's been a week. I don't remember what I use on that because I'm constantly in panic mode of, oh my god, everyone's going to die. So I forgot that I think I use Lightspeed first, and then I use Astrodine. And I think I didn't do that in the 2 pulls that D died in, which is kind of crazy considering, yeah, I don't know, it's just crazy. But it also makes sense. I think that was the problem. I think it was that I didn't have Lightspeed, so I didn't like heal quick enough or something. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun to figure out. It's kind of fun to do, I think. So I'll say good. But final word is final word is time stop. Well, you know, movement or stillness and then positioning. I'll say average because it's average. It's really easy to do. You have 2 beacons, yeah, whatever. You see your debuff, you're like, okay, I'm a beacon, you go there. You see you're not a beacon, you just go to the same spot as everybody else, right? And then you're like, okay, well, movement or stillness, okay. And then if you know the timing, you're done. That's the whole phase. Whatever. Right? Sleeper. Sleeper mode. Fate projection A. It's good. I would say it's good. I constantly feel like I'm not good enough for it. But I feel like it's good, right? Like, it's a good phase. It's not too difficult. It's not like super random. You need to actually do the mechanic yourself. Can't really call it out. Like, you can call it out for people, definitely. If you do like a clear for one or something, you can just tell them where to go. Like, you can do that, but I'm saying if you're like, you know, if everyone's progging, they need to look at them, like, at themselves. Know where they go. You need to see the side that you go on. Your positioning needs to be, you know, on the tent shape thingy. I think it's a good level of difficulty. You know, of course, after so many repetitions? Whatever. You're like, yeah, whatever, right? You know, you kind of know when stuff... You know when the debuffs are going off, kind of, and you know where to look. So it becomes much more simple, but that is the case for, like, everything, obviously, so, you know. But I would say I like it. I do really like it. I would also put Fate Projection B in there, because... I also think that's fun. I think both Fate Projections are really fun mechanics. I think generally the last phase of T is really, really fun. It's just not very... I mean, it's not very healing intensive. There's like 0 healing going on. There's 0 healing. I changed my mind. I don't need to heal. Like, and that's why Nogat is doing all the healing. People are like, oh my god, haha, look at this. You know, if you look at certain things on certain platforms, look at this. We have like shield healer doing all the work. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not actually healing. I'm like surprised people haven't noticed yet. But honestly, in the last phase, you kind of don't really heal a lot. There's of course the spread of the stacks, the spreads and the stacks, but that's like such minor damage kind of. And then there's trines, but you have everything up for that. Because it's a very easy phase in comparison. And there's not a lot happening. So, yeah. But it's fun. It's a fun mechanic and I like it, right? But yeah, that's just me, you know. I like it when it's easy. When it's easy and I don't need to heal and I can just press my one button. Trines... I would have to put them in bad, not because I think it's like a... I don't actively dislike them, I guess, but... in comparison to everything else... Trines are just like, why are they there? Why do they exist? And... I don't know, it's a really weird mechanic. Like, the thing is, if Trines was paired with something else, that would be kind of cool. Like, if there was like something else, if there was a spread or a stack after or something again, I feel like that would be cool because then there would actually be stakes. Because with current Trines, you have so much mitigation that it literally doesn't matter. Maybe not after the first Trines, but after the second ones. It's kind of like, well, you have these huge shields. I don't know if people have been paying attention, but second Trines, we almost don't even take damage because we're just like so mitigated. Everyone has their mid up because nothing was happening before. There's shields. I have all my healing abilities, everything. Yeah, people are just giga mitted. So it's like if there was something after maybe, then you'd have more use of your defensive abilities at least. But you kind of don't, and then the fight just ends, and it's like, well, okay. Which, you know, obviously it's nice if the fight is over, but I'd just be like, I don't know, like, what was the why? I don't know, but it's fine. I feel like, can I change this? Oh yeah, I could technically, but I don't know what else to put there. I make this very good. I make this yippee! I make this yippee, okay? This is gonna be yippee. And then I'd have to put time stop in there because time stop is the one mechanic where I always say yippee. We'll move time stop, but just because this is the yippee tier now, okay? Yippee! And this one is gonna be not very yippee. No, wait! It's gonna be like Gordon Ramsay says, bland. It's gonna be bland, okay? Or chaotic. Chaotic. Bland or chaotic. C is for chaotic. And we'll do 2 chaotic because then, you know. And F is just gonna be help me. Because I can't really say that anything is like really awful. It's more like I'm suffering so much that yeah. It's help me tier. Okay, let's see. What else have we done? Should we do UCOB? I'll do UWU because I remember UWU more, and then we'll try to figure out what UCOB is. Let's see. Garuda is average. It's kind of healing intensive because of the cleanses. I don't particularly enjoy cleanses, but I feel like I've figured out a nice way to heal it. And now I'm kind of in the, you know, I'm kind of smooth with it. I'm kind of smooth with it. But yeah, I don't know. It's Garuda. Like, what can I say? It's the phase you go back to after you died at suppression. And that's kind of sad, right? So it's like automatically not a good phase. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's bad. It's average. Again, it's average. Titan. That's a tough one because I don't know if I really don't know what I think about Titan. Does that make sense? I think Jails is cool, especially if people don't do it with Melon, because every time you go into Party Finder, obviously, you know, someone's gonna have a Melon or whatever. And I actually find it fun to not have that and see the chaos unfold. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it when people actually have to press a button to like have a macro to mark themselves. Because that's the thing that works, but yeah, of course no one wants to do that because my goodness. Make the easiest ultimate fight even easier because we can't. What the hell is happening? Are you guys okay? Why are you puking? Stop it. Also, I'm going back to the FC house. Sorry, I'm going back to the FC house because this music is making me go crazy. I'm going a little crazy. We're gonna have the cute housing music instead. There you go. D, your hips are out. Alright, moving on. Titan is very hard to say. I would say average because I don't really have a strong opinion. It's not difficult. It's literally just Jails. It's not particularly awful or anything. It's just Titan. Ifrit, including transition. What does that mean, including? Which transition? Oh, you mean, wait, no, LB's, wait, why does it say including transition and then it has LB spam transition into Ultima? Does it mean, It means Ifrit to... No, it means Titan to Ifrit. Titan to Ifrit transition, is that it? Good, I guess, because... Even though I don't know if it's like bad or good. Because I think it's a fun phase because I actually need to heal. I actually need to, you know, I need to do the Searing Wind. The nail order and everything you need to look out for. It's certainly difficult. I think it's one of the points where Party Finder probably kind of gets stuck a little bit. If it's not Titan Jails, right? It's like Titan Jails and then it's Ifrit. Because like Ifrit is just... Ifrit is like... I don't know. Ifrit transition is after Garuda when the red Ifrit balls you have to dodge. Oh my god. Oh, you're right. It's not after Titan. I'm an idiot. Titan is a dude. I'm like, we literally did this on Sunday. Oh my god, of course I will remember the fight. You're right. That's the transition they mean. Yeah, I'll put it in good then. I put it in good. Titan just slams his dog into the arena. Excuse me? Huh? You're right though, dude. I see. I have zero feeling for time or for. It's crazy. I don't even participate in these fights. Titan is a sprinkles long. I got it. Let's go. Yeah, I would say Ifrit is good because it's the most mechanically challenging, I think. Again, apart from Jails, I guess. For the whole party, just combined. Because, like, every other phase is... Like, Titan is just the 3 jail people have to do it right, and then the tanks need to adjust the boss correctly, I guess. But that's kind of about it, I think. Right? And Garuda is just Garuda, and that's just cleanses, and that's just kind of a healer check, and everything else is whatever, in my opinion. So, and Ifrit is more, everyone has to play their role. And that's what I think an ultimate is about. Everyone has to do their specific thing correctly. And you need to adjust to what is happening, and I feel like, yeah, Ifrit just gets the closest to being an ultimate in the trio of the... You know, of those mobs, I guess. Okay, LB spam transition into Ultima. I'm gonna put it into Yippee. Like, oh, also, I'm gonna take the focus mode sticky off because I am not focusing anymore. I'm brain dead AFKing basically. I'm farming AFK React content right now. Yippee! Because I like DLB spam and I think it's cool. And I can just imagine people in A Realm Reborn, and I haven't played it in A Realm Reborn. Who's waving? Goodbye, Noka. Are you leaving? Look how cute. Oh, I didn't even get it. What the hell? Oh, I got it, I think. Zara didn't get it. Thank you, Noka. Thank you, thank you. Where were we? Oh yeah, LB spam. I think it must have been really cool if you did it during, like, you know, Heavensward, A Realm Reborn time, like early game, basically. And that was your first... No, it wasn't the first ultimate, right? UCOB was the first ultimate. Right? I keep forgetting it. Because I think that A Realm Reborn is automatically Uwu, because that's Uwu, the fight. And that UCOB is Heavensward, obviously. But I think they released them... They swapped them, I think. But yes, I think it's really cool. It's obviously it's not mechanically challenging at all. There's nothing happening. You just stand in the middle. But for the show and for how it plays into what the fight is supposed to be, I think just from the narrative it's really cool. And I can LB and look at my pretty stars, so obviously it's an S tier, obviously. But yes, what's the next one here? Is it Annihilation? No, what's Predation? Is Predation the one where you dodge? Up until untargetable ultima after tumults. Up until untargetable ultima after tumults. Predation, Annihilation, Suppression. Okay. So Predation is the one where you dodge away from Garuda, go to the edge of the arena, go to the ruins, stand there, chill a bit, wait for Garuda. Garuda screams, and then you run back. Yeah, okay. But now it's, you know, I can only talk about how it's for me as a person that has learned all these fights with Party Finder strats being available and everyone already having strats, right? It's average because I don't think it's too bland. You still need to do it right, and we've had, like, even after this many reclears, you can still get a really cursed pattern and just end up dying. And sometimes you need to like sprint into the corner, and it's just like it's not easy. It's not easy, and it's definitely it's still a thing for me that just needs to be done right. So I won't put it in too bland because it's always a little bit of a gamble, kinda. It's a bit of a gamble, I feel like. So yeah, I'll put in average because, you know, it's kind of moved to this one corner and then moved to the other side. I don't know. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Annihilation is the weight of the earth. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Suppression is the spread move to the middle. Get behind tanks. Yeah, I know suppression, but an annihilation... Weight of the earth. That's the one where the healer has Searing Wind, right? That's Annihilation. I really like that. We can immediately put that into Yippee because I love getting the Searing. I mean, it's the same for the other side because the movement is very interesting there. But if I love getting Searing. I love getting Searing. I know it sounds crazy, but I really like it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really fun. It's fun movement. You need to do it right. You can stand and watch the party die if the tanks mess up. So it's really cool. I like it. I very much like it. Primal Roulette includes etheric booms. I haven't seen that in a while. I'm gonna be real, I haven't seen etheric booms. I forgot they were a thing. I like it. It's good. I wouldn't say it's a yippee phase because it's kind of hard depending on if you have LB or not. And you kind of need to set up for that, which usually that works. People know how to do it, usually. But yeah, you need to have LB up, and well, it really helps, I guess. I don't know if you really need to, but I think you do. Like, I think you need it, actually. But yeah, because it's a healer mechanic, kind of, and you need to reach the tanks, and I think that's interesting. And Primal Roulette it's pretty straightforward, but, you know, I think it's good. Well, it's fine for tanks. Annihilation is hell for tanks. It's fine. Main tank, yeah. It sucks for tank, especially if Titan is SE. Well, you know. I wouldn't have an idea, so yeah. I don't know. I can just say it from the healer perspective. But yeah, I think it's very stressful, and from what I've seen, it is kind of a stressful fight for tanks at some points. I also think it's more tank heavy than the like, for example, T, I think UWU is actually more, it can be more chaotic for tanks than it is for T, I think. Unless I'm like completely forgetting very tank heavy mechanics in T, but it doesn't really feel like it. I don't know. Anyway, we have UCOB as the last one. I don't remember UCOB like at all. What's the first one? Twintania, help me. Help me. Twintania is a help me because see, I love Twintania. I love her as a character. I love her for the lore. I love her. I love the mount, everything, right? She definitely has a place in the raid, I guess. I think. I don't know. I think UCOB is a cool, is a nice themed, is a very coolly, nicely themed fight. Love the weapons. I mean, it's dragons. How could I not like it, right? I'm biased. I'm so biased. But yeah, so I'm, you know, I like UCOB for that. I don't like Twintania because what is the movement? What is the Neuralink placement thing where you have to, like, you know, again, movement, you have to run around the arena. You have to position yourself pretty, always like the same. What are twisters? Help. Twisters are, get out of here. You wanna see my, no, I'ma show you how much I love twisters. You wanna see? I made an adventure plate. I made an adventure plate that looks like me getting hit by a twister. That's how traumatized I am. So you can imagine, but at the same time, I have the freaking wings and everything. See, I have the wings from UCOB, I have the outer wings from UCOB, I have the background from UCOB. I love UCOB. But I hate it. It's like it's a love-hate relationship. We've also had low-key we've had a like kind of scuffed prog. I remember it, and I played it on a white mage, so it was kind of weird anyway. That was the first ultimate. Was it the first ultimate? No, we did oof. Did we do ooh first? Did we do UCOB before we did ooh? I have no idea. I don't know what's happening in life anymore. But yeah, you know. So yeah, Twintania has helped me because it was kind of traumatizing to go back to Twintania after we've gotten to ads, because we got to ads a lot of the times, and then we got thrown back into Twintania, and something about that is just so sad. And Twintania feels really, really slow. It feels very, very slow in comparison. Because the rest of the fight is kind of fast. But Twintania, going back to Twintania is just like the most sleeper thing that can happen. But then everything is like fine, right? I don't know. It's but yeah, it's like the whole mix with the orbs, and the DPS need to do the orbs right and bait the puddles, and like you need to rely on other people to like put stuff right, and don't jump into a twister. Don't gap close. Don't jump into a twister. Bait the puddles right. I need to heal the people. Need to heal the tank. I need to not step into a twister myself. You know, there's all of these things, and then yeah, there's like stacks and everything, and it's just kind of like wow. But yeah, I like Twintania for who she is, but you know, it's not her fault, but you know. The feeling when they banned the best third-party tool, Discord? Yeah, I know, right? Suppression? What is suppression again? Yippee. I think suppression is yippee. I forgot about that, sorry. Suppression is yippee. I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about suppression. Straight up yippee. I can't. It's difficult in execution. Everyone has to do their own thing. Everyone needs to know what, you know, where they're going, what they have, you know, how to do the movement. We need to come back as a party. It's not too like random. It's not like all over the place. It's definitely chaotic in a way, but again, it feels like Wormhole. It feels a lot like Wormhole, I guess. In everyone has their own spots. It's very clear where you have to go. It's fun. It's kind of satisfying movement. And once you're past that, it kind of feels like you're done. Well, you have to do orbs still, right? The soaks, the etheric booms, but I do like suppression a lot. I'm not good at the game, but it's on purpose. I'd rather be below average because then no one will ask you to do anything hard. Aww. Perfect Legend says she's average. Yeah, but in terms of like rating community, if we speak about the rating community, I would say I'm an average rater. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so we had Twintania. What's the next one? Nail, including transition. Whatever that means. I don't remember nail transition. Is that the... Oh, I think they mean the Earthshaker triangles. And you need to like... You need to be far away from each other. And you need to like alternate. And then there's a middle pillar that comes down. And then you need to like dodge. That is fine. Nail? It's kind of a help me. It's kind of a help me trend. It's kind of a help me situation. It's helped me. It's helped me. It's helped me. Why am I even on copium? It's very chaotic. The whole Doom party spins around the boss. We need to heal. We need to do the fire and ice. We need to do the... Everyone's like in each other. Everyone's just stumbling upon each other. Like everyone's just falling. I feel like Nail is constantly everybody just falling. And like running in last minute to where they need to be. And just being like, oh my god. Like, oh I'm this, I'm that. And then like you come... And then... Maybe that's just my Prague experience. Maybe my Prague experience with that face was just like absolutely terrifying. But yeah, Nail is very chaotic. And then you have the in and out quotes that I still like. I can't do that without callouts, and that's why I'm scared. That is literally the reason why I'm scared to go into Party Finder for it. Is Nail quotes. Everything else I can tell, but I've always had callouts for Nail. And if I don't have those, I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay, what's after Nail though? We have Grand Octet, Blackfire, Heaven's what? Is it Grand Octet? Quick March? Someone give me a timeline. I don't remember this fight. Quick March? Is that the next one? What's Quick March? Is that the... I know there's one like, okay, there's like the towers, but that's not... Quick March is one where you're in the middle and you run outside the arena, right? You run outside the arena, and there's the puddles drop and then you need to split into 2 groups. That's Quick March, right? Is that Quick March? Or is that the... What's the one where you have all 3 mobs and then you need to like... stack or spread? Dude, I don't know these mechanics. I just know that I like the... What's 10 strike? Golden Bahamut. Golden Bahamut is I always get the shakies really bad during Gold Bahamut. I think more than any other phase. More than any other fight that I've done. Because UCOB just feels so freaking long. And then you're at Gold Bahamut and then you really don't want to mess up. It's still a yippee for me. It's still a yippee for me. Quick March is the first dash when they appear outside the arena. Oh, where you need to, okay, where you need to like, with the twisters, I need to run in and then, okay, that's Quick March. Good. That's good. I like that. I like that mechanic. Everyone has to, again, be in their position and all of that. Yeah. Black Fire Trio next. Is that the one with the you need to stand under nail and all three are in the arena? Is that it? Dude, I can't remember this fight. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. If it's that one. We run into the wall. Oh, that's Blackfire? Good. I like that one. Those two are, in my opinion, very good ultimate mechanics. Because you need to do your job. You have your position. You have your thing to do. You know, you need to like heal. You need to soak the towers. You need to know your positions. Everyone kind of has to do something, right? No. Find the fire puddles, yeah. And then you need to like dodge the weird purple areas, yeah. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Tenstra. No, which one is next? Faerun? Can you tell? I don't play this game. The one you need to do a nail mechanic, send the puddles. In the puddles? Oh yeah, you mean the neural links, yes. I think that one is bland. I think that one is just boring. That's the worst one out of them. In my opinion. Because I just stand there. But that's just a thing that I have because I'm healer 1. Because I'm the regen healer and I stand in the middle and I just stand there and then I'm done. That's all. Like I stand in there, don't need to do anything, just need to heal once and then that's kind of it. So for me it's very bland, but I know for tanks it's kind of pain, I think, sometimes. But for me it's very, very boring. Heaven's Fall next? No way, forget. That's the one where the the thing comes down. It comes down and then it you need to soak the towers, right? And then if one person is not in the tower, everyone explodes. That one? Is that the one? Because I'm traumatized by that one, but I don't know if that's that. Yeah, right. I would say it's a good mechanic though. I think it's a good mechanic because everyone has to know their position. You have to count. You have to position yourself. Whatever goes on before and after. Like, don't you have twisters during that too? Or was that just the other mechanic? I don't know, but it's good. I like it. Because it's not, again, it's a personal responsibility. Personal responsibility. And it's kind of like it's, you know what? It's actually like roulette. Because it's literally a circle. And the ball can like fall onto a random point, right? And you kind of worry about your tower. You look at your tower. You get pushed back into it. And then you kind of turn your camera to see if you win the game. And then turns out the ball landed on a section it shouldn't have landed on that you didn't bid on. And someone is not in their tower. And then you lose. So it's really just a gambling mechanic, right? Yeah. 10 strike is 3 hatches with balls. Oh, I completely forgot about that. My god, I think I have trauma from this fight. I think I have trauma. Oh my god. You need to swap this. Who stands in it? I would say kind of the same. Because you need to... Nah, maybe I'll put an average because it's... Also, the ball is definitely downgraded. The ball's being janky, downgraded. So I'll say it's average. Because technically it's a cool mechanic. Technically I think it's unique. And, you know, again, everyone kind of has their position and needs to do their thing. But the ball jank and the way the execution is just kind of meh. Grand Octet is next. Starting in the middle. Run out clockwise or counterclockwise. Take towers, LB3. Somebody's a takeaway to Titania Dash. What? Starting in the middle. Clockwise. Oh, that one! Oh, bland. Bland because... I don't know, it's kind of between average and bland because to me it's just whatever. To me it's like, because you can just LB it, right? So then it becomes kind of obsolete. And I think we LB'd it a lot in our prog, so it was always kind of like, yeah, whatever. It was always just, yeah, fine. Alright, I'll do it. But you can just follow the party. Yeah, I don't know. And then adds triple threat. I know what that is. That's a help me. That's a help me. Again. Because it's super chaotic. And that's when that's probably the phase I have the most trauma of. Because you have everything going on. And that is when you wipe there. Especially at the end of it or near the end of it. I get so sad. And... it's really, a lot of that is not up to me. And recovery is insanely difficult. And basically if tanks die, you can just wipe it. So, it's very painful. It's a very punishing phase. And I don't really do a lot. I just do the in and out of nail. And dodge the twisters, right? And what else is there to do? You wanna DPS them. What else is there in this phase? The DPS do the Neuralink thingies, which... that, again, it's balls. It's the balls being the problem. The jank of that and how they sometimes just explode on someone else. I know what I said. And yeah, all of that is just so yikes. It's so chaotic and also you're in the way of everybody always. Because you also have the puddles, like the ranged baits the puddles, right? And so the healers can't go to like the backside. But I need to be kind of on the backside because you don't want to be in the orb explosion. So I need to be kind of, you know, in the middle. And you can't be in middle because the orb flies there from the DPS like all the way back. That needs to take one in the Neuralink as well. And then also you need to dodge twisters somehow. So like it's fucking horrible. And then you also need to like go into the middle and then you need to go out again and dodge twisters and you know, and then nail does her whatever and then the ads do something. And then while all of that is happening, I need to keep topping off the tanks. Because the tanks are obviously taking damage. And they take the tank busters and they're multi-hit. And oh my god, I'm reliving everything right now. And I'm having trauma immediately. Why did I have to think about this? Ads is so bad on tank. Yeah, right. As well with Bahamut blocking your whole vision. Wait, were you... Wait, Science are. You guys were the two that were tanking for us, right? For like a lot of that, right? You guys were literally the tanks. We're like the most traumatized people, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's really bad. And I just remember tanks dying just because like the tank busters and all of that. And it's really just so stressful because like I need to be somewhere in the back where I don't get killed off by the DPS. And then I need to heal at the same time and dodge the twisters and, you know, everything of what I just said. But yeah, it's really chaotic. It's way too chaotic and complicated and convoluted. It's way too convoluted for being the second to last phase. But then again, I say this now, right? I'm gonna look forward to like all the other two ultimates, but it's like so chaotic. And if you wipe there, you get sent back to Twintania, which then also has jank, like the ball jank and everything. And then you need to make like this weird movement there and like tank it weirdly and all of that. It's just depressing. Yeah, it's just like really depressing. Going from ads to Twintania is probably the worst, like, resetting prog in the ultimates I've done so far. I think that is the worst. I really don't mind after Ultima going back to Garuda. That's like sad, of course, but that nearly doesn't feel as depressing as going from ads to or like Bahamut even. But especially ads to Twintania. And like T doesn't feel that way either. I'm like whatever about going back to Living Liquid because, you know, that fight kind of keeps you occupied a bit, but in a good way, I guess. Where it's a good balance in T, I think, between brain dead and then a bit of chaos. Even though the brain dead near the end gets pretty, there's definitely more brain dead there. There's like definitely more, you know, just like Kumo says, it's just like sleeper. It's just sludge. I totally get that. But I feel like the balance is at least fine and not the everlasting torment of everything that is UCOB. But then again, it's not that bad, right? But it's definitely the most infuriating out of all of them. Yeah. And that's it. I can't put anything else really because, yeah, I don't know.